friends. Jim Miller coming here with you on another episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. Get a chance to sit down with local San Diego guy Brian Scarbrough. Brian, what's up, my man? Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me, Jim.
Right on. I know you from the local racing scene here. You tear it up at every mountain bike race. I know that you were one of the dudes at the pointy end of every fast group ride around here.
Right.
For those that may not be familiar with you, a little bit more about your background, how you got into racing, and what's got you to be such a talented racer at such a young age.
Yeah, so for about the last 8 years, I've been racing mountain bikes, cross country, the shorter version. And most recently, the last couple of years, I decided to go a little bit longer. Instead of those short hour-and-a-half races, start doing a little more marathon length races. And, the BWR caught my eye several years ago. So I started training for it, and, here we are.
Right on. You had a really good run going there at the last BWR. I know because we're buds and off the bike, I know how hard you were training and how much you were looking forward to that race.
Right.
And then a really untimely mechanical. I want to talk about the part that led up to the mechanical. How were you feeling? Where were you in the race, and how was it playing out?
Yeah, I felt great. I did a lot better, honestly, than I expected I would. That race, you need to have, physically you have to be in good shape, but you have to have luck. You have to have luck. There's no getting around that. And luck, positioning is a big part of that race. And, I positioned myself very well. I was the first person into the first dirt sector at Lemon-Twistenberg. So, that right there is a big portion of that race.
That's
so
huge.
If you make that first selection there, then you're in good shape. If you don't and you're a few hundred people back, you're going to expend a lot of energy trying to make that front group again.
Not that you would have surprised yourself. I'm sure you knew I belong here. But at any point when you're in that front end of the group during the halfway point or the meaty part of the race, was it a little exciting, like bizarre to be at the front end of the race with the type of talent that's out of any of the Belgian Waffle rides?
Oh, for sure. You had some of the top guys out there. Peter Stetina, he was on that factory truck team back then. And it was pretty exciting to be in that group. I had to kind of calm myself down a little bit and make sure I was sitting in and not trying to, ride it like it was a group ride exactly.
Right.
So, once you're in the group, it's not as hard as it looks. The majority of what's tough about it is just getting there.
Sure.
Right, just starting out there. So, halfway in, it was fine. It really, just the hardest part's that first 30 minutes to an hour. Once you get past that, I don't want to say it's smooth sailing, but it's definitely easier if you're up front.
Okay. I know you put in a lot of long training days now, and something that goes into every decision is equipment. What's the tires going to be like? What's some setup you're going to run?
So 2 years ago, I ended up running a 28, which I think was fine for back then. This year, I think the course is a little more demanding. I think there's a little more dirt at the beginning of the course, so I went with the bigger tire. I went with a 30.
Okay.
I'm on the Trek Domani, which is their endurance bike.
Okay.
It's pretty smooth on the dirt sections. Other than that, the equipment, Shimano, it's just comes down to tire pressure and all that. So,
where are we going to see you racing next?
Well, I'm signed up for all the BWRs.
Great.
So those are my next plans. So,
we'll see you out in Nashville then.
We'll see you out in exactly.
Can't wait for it, buddy.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing you at the front end of the race for sure.
All right.
Appreciate you sitting down with us, man.
All right. Thanks, Jim.
My friend Brian Scarbrough joining us on this episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by Envy. Make sure if you're on the YouTube page to subscribe and click the little bell so you get notifications of all the future episodes. Thanks for looking in.